moves through multiple hoops. So it goes from one bank to multiple intermediary banks in the middle, and then it lands to the user. 1 in 20 transactions get stuck due to compliance reason or some of the other reason, right? And nobody can fetch exactly where the money is stuck, which way we do it, we get money from your bank into our bank account into the origination country, convert that to stablecoins, go to the recipient country, convert stablecoins into our own bank accounts, and from that bank account we deliver directly to the user. So there are only like two banks which are there. 100% transparency.
Having US dollar availability coming from banks is very finite. So they have to look for alternative solutions that gives them that availability in a reliable way so that they can ultimately continue to settle funds for their business, right? And also have a moat in that. And so we noticed that across LATAM, you have the same problems in Argentina that you might have in Nigeria when it comes to being able to easily move from a Colombian peso or so to the US dollar and do a cross-border payment.
The first ones who adopted stablecoins as their back-end infrastructure layer. So 4 years ago when TransFi was founded, 4.5 years ago by our founder, the stablecoins powering payments wasn't even in the mainstream. We were the first ones who used it, first ones who started doing cross-border payments all the way from, not just from US and Europe to the other G10 countries, but all the way to the emerging markets. We've grown our business a lot. We do more than $250 million, $300 million a month of GTV, and it's really important for us to,
And one of the key things is seeing how much friction there is in terms of dollar availability within, especially the African market. So that is exactly how we support. We basically, through stablecoin liquidity, through USDT, give these payments companies the necessary dollar float and liquidity so that they can then seamlessly go into these fiat currencies, whether it might be ZAF or ZOF, and work with the localized fiat liquidity providers to actually say, you know what, I can basically easily go from ZAF/ZOF into USDT and make that not a painful, journey. I can do that in, under basically,
So today, tokenized deposits still don't exist, right? The thing that exists is stablecoin. That's the instrument that exists. And so I think it's really important to have that reality in mind, which is like, that's where they are here and that's what we can still use them. And when tokenized deposits come, maybe we'll do something with them, maybe we won't, right? Like, who knows? So there are things, and banks are starting to organize themselves, right? And all that will make sense to have actually payments amongst banks, banks with central banks, and so on and so forth. But stablecoins are not going to replace that. Like, stablecoins are actually going to do something that's completely different. And, it's important to remember that a stablecoin is a bearer instrument. If I give you a stablecoin, it's yours. You do whatever you want with it. But if I give you a tokenized deposit, you need a bank to be able to actually cash it out. Or you need to, exactly. So it's not the same role. Both have a role, in my view, to play.
You get from a stablecoin is that we're moving away from the original aspect of digital money. The privacy layer, the intelligence layer, the layer 1, the layer 2, and actually making it stablecoins and allowing big institutions to control and see what we're doing. How do you keep responding to that narrative?
Well, I think, we should never forget that financial markets are humongous. And when I look at it, I think if you had told me, years ago that we would see headlines where very large firms are putting some of their treasury in Bitcoin and where very large firms are starting to tokenize their assets, I mean, a lot of us would not necessarily have thought this was going to happen. So I think it's amazing. There is adoption and there is real world usage. Because the way I think about regulation, it's actually, we are in a global competition. The euro is in a global competition with the dollar and with other currencies. That's how we should think about it. And so therefore, it's a good time to rethink, look, adjust, and think what needs to go next. Like, what's the direction that we're taking? And therefore, like, what needs to be changed to make sure that the system continues to be very strong and very good. It's a consortium of banks coming together to do a euro stablecoin. What can you expect? one, it's like actually getting our license, and two is launching and having, you know, the Euro stablecoin live and being able to operate.
Looking forward to just bringing more stablecoin adoption to the TransFi market.